What I'm most interested in knowing as artists is your relationship with poetry. Because there are certain images, perhaps a kangaroo, and themes, lines of dialogue that have such a poetic rhythm to it that I'm curious where you both picked up on that in your own consumption of film and literature.
I mean, yeah, I do a whole lot of reading, and I know I tried to be a little bit elegant with the actual script as well. It probably came across as a bit not elegant.
That's not trying to be elegant.
But yeah, I think that we have had like everything was representing different things in the film, and I like we know specifically what that kangaroo meant, and we tried to like portray that in some of the writing that we did and how people were discussing those events. But yeah, I mean, I'm a big reader, big consumer.
It's something that like a style, a filmmaking style that we've developed over the years of just making stuff. And then like this is our first time on doing a feature, so we wanted to show a different side of ourselves.
Because nothing in Raka Raka is poetic.
Yeah, it's like showing a different side of our filmmaking, I guess. It's like doing something like, because the stuff we liked watching was very different to the stuff we were making. So it was, we love foreign dramas and films with strong characters and stories. We just wanted to we wanted to have a strong script to go in with. So yeah, and I think that Aaron McCliskey's like cinematography as well was
it's so beautiful.
We never had to worry about anything like that. Like everything just looked amazing that he shoots. So we have a lot of help to make it, see more elegant than we
you're dragging on the same answer.
Yeah. What about in terms of balancing like ambiguity? Because there's things about this where it kind of gets my brain thinking about, oh, I wonder what the functionality is of that. Oh, but it doesn't really matter because it all kind of comes down to this basic thing that's happening. And I've heard you talk in other Q&As, like, the concept of connection, feeling that touch from other people. And so do you both know like the ins and outs of everything in here? Or is it important for you to dangle things out there yourself that you don't have a full comprehension of, but it's just interesting to put it out there?
Well, our mythology Bible is super thick, and we beat it out every single person that's had the hand, where the hand came from. We broke down all the spirits that are connecting to the kids and why, and we sort of have some audio cues for some of the demons throughout the film, and you can get hints of how they died through the sound when they're around a bit as well.
Yeah,
and I just knew that we want there to be this whole world and only plant little seeds that people can try and interpret and put together. And we hid some things on the hand and the writing on the hand as well. So that was really fun for us, is that there's this bigger, broader thing that the kids are messing with, and they're out of their depth. They don't understand what they're messing with. They've got their own rules, but like any sort of drug per se, like just how one person reacts to a drug isn't going to be the same reaction for someone else. Everyone else's bodies and experiences are different. So there's a little bit of that as well.
Yeah, and it's like, we have like our version of what we think everything is, but it's interesting because it's the way everything is with how it was written, but it gets interpreted in different ways. It's just very interesting to see. Some people have said theories that are like, oh, we were subconsciously saying some of this really minuscule stuff without knowing it. Or it's just like, it's because there's a few things that people can say.
Or things that are completely wrong as well. What's also awesome is the end is a bit ambiguous, but you can actually piece together exactly what happened if you look closely in the frame. So there's things that we hid in that final sequence that are like, say what happened. So I love that as well. That when people get the DVD, when they rewatch again, if they really focus on the screen, they can see exactly what happened.
Yeah,
but it's like it's not obviously in the frame, but it's there.
Right. Well, I can't wait to go. I've seen it twice, and I still plan to see more. But man, I so badly want to talk about that ending, but I also so badly want to protect people's experience. But after I saw it, because I'm a big horror geek, obviously, and every film friend that I have, I was like, this ending, guys, like it's one of those that just is going to be put in the time capsule. And so I just want to say, hey, I don't know you guys, but I'm really incredibly proud of what you both did and that what you achieved, not only just in that moment, but everything leading up to it as well. So one of the things that I really wanted to touch on is finding the honesty in every moment. Because for instance, the mom, Sue, played by the great Miranda Otto, she doesn't, as a mom, she doesn't fall victim to being a mom that's just there. because like she has this knowingness about her daughter, her sneaking out, like she's like a step ahead. And so I'm curious about like knowing when it's appropriate to get at the heart of the story and the characters and not feeling that maybe that drift you may be feeling as filmmakers to get to the things that may be more exciting, like the horror, capturing the horror elements, or are you more excited about capturing the truth?
Well, I know that we sort of get lost in the drama a bit more, and so like that whole entire event after the big thing, like we do get lost in the drama a little bit, and but we appreciate that, and we love characters that feel real and the world that feels lived in. And even in rehearsals, we were having the actors act out scenes that happen in the characters' past, just so they can sort of live the experiences a little bit.
So not even going to be on screen, but having them experience it in some way with each other. And like having, because we all know, well, I don't know if we all know, but we know parents that just knew, like, because they were kind of like that when they were kids. Like they know about.
Well, yeah,
adults
aren't stupid at all. That they,
yeah. And it's all part of making like create a world that's lived in characters that you can empathize with and feel real. So when the horrible stuff does happen, it's like, you know, the impact it's going to have on the characters around them.
But we definitely knew that we wanted to work as both a horror film and a drama film, and it was trying to find that balance a little bit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What about experimenting with different approaches to horror or creating a haunting feeling, such as I like when it comes down to inviting spirits or entities in. There's especially one character in particular, there's a blurred effect that makes it feel like I'm sinking into the floor. And then there's the long take at the opening that I've heard you both talk extensively about, that gets you comfortable with the moment before something happens, to send your hands over your mouth in the same way that I threw my hands over my mouth when I watched Exorcist 3 for the first time with the hallway sequence. So I'm curious how strategic you may get with some of those effects, or did it more or less present itself on a moment-to-moment basis?
Well, we did a lot of pre-shooting in pre. So when we're with our cinematographer Aaron McCliskey, I had ideas and some rough storyboards, but to actually sit down and mark out the camera movements and like know that we want that camera to be tied to the spirit that's inside, you know, the characters, and trying to like
even like small things, like, so when Mia first gets possessed, and then we're with the spirit, first getting possessed, coming down, seeing Joss following, hearing the laughter, then you reveal everyone laughing, and then the spirit realizing, oh, she's being watched, and like that excitement, I'm here now. Like shots like that we really worked on, and we did like for certain sequences, we storyboarded like certain shots, then we shot them in pre, then we shot them again with the crew, like a previous, then we did it again with the actors, and then again when we got on set, because it all changes. And it's kind of like you have a camera that you can put anywhere and point in any direction and have people deliver in any way you want. It's like it to be of a piece telling the same story. So, and
then also sometimes you can't tell the actors how you're going to cover things, because there's a scene where we're sort of, the characters are a bit out of focus, and we're focusing on a drain, but we didn't want the actors to know that, because we didn't want their performance to be any less, even though they're out of focus, that energy and their movement and their voice, we needed that to feel like it's the full performance. And there's even small things that we found even in post that we wanted to do, which is removing every single lens flare in the film except for in the dream sequence, so that was elevated and strange and separate from the rest of the film. So like stuff like that we could find in post, but a lot of stuff that we sort of mapped out early and figured out. And
even sorry, with coverage, when we'd have to wrap out of a location within a few days, we did so many all-nighters where we'd shoot all day, edit all night, go back to set, no sleep, just knowing. So we knew exactly.
We had no budget for pickups. So we just knew,
what to get, and then how to get it. And then like kind of editing as you go to make sure that it's coming away with the you know, the atmosphere or the feeling that you want. So,
and like, even subtle things that you can track Mia's mental headspace through her nails. So we, even small things like that we were able to put together and do. And man, it's the most overstimulating thing. Like once you have all these heads of departments and you can all start rifting on what is Mia's costume going to represent and mean, and having those conversations with all those people, like your costume designer and
we learned so much from all these different departments, sound, music, that I cannot wait to do in the next film. 'Cause
Yeah.
we've worked with a lot of people before, but with these on film, like specialists in film, you just hear about things that it's like, oh right, like then you always think about in so many different levels. It's so so exciting.
So going into the next one, Michael, like writing pages, and we're sending it already to the composer to start composing music for those scenes now, as opposed to waiting for it slapped on at the end. It's that's another exciting part of the process, and just being we've learned so much. We can't wait to do another one.
Michael, by the way, I love the graphic that you put up on your Instagram where you guys, your film fits in with the whole Barbenheimer discussion. So,
Forcing ourselves into discussion. Is it? We're not in the combo. Let's force ourselves into that combo.
We're in it now. Yeah.
Most of this is crazy picture.
Yeah.
And wait, before you leave, can you move the camera right up to your collection? I just want to get a photo of it.
Danny's gonna copy it.
I just think it's so dead. Oh, it goes.
How big is that shelf?
I can't. Oh, how do we? Oh man, that's so sick. Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I've been slow collecting VHSs as well. Damn, look at that. That's fresh.
Yeah. And then I got all those too.
Oh my god.
Holy shit! A bigger collection than we do. That's amazing.
Oh my god, are you on Instagram? You are on Instagram.
Yeah.
Can you be lame and send a photo of your collection to me?
Oh, absolutely.
Hell yeah. So it's the Raka Raka. That's my one.
Got it. All right.
Legend, man. It's nice to meet you. Thank you.
Yeah, you too. Take it easy.